From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
One beloved holiday house is turning off the lights and breaking tradition. Now Phoenix City officials are being targeted as the Grinches who shut down Christmas.
Plus, one rideshare program has pedaled into Tucson and is offering a new sustainable option for commuters around the city.
And ovens will be heating up for that holiday turkey. We hear from the experts on how to make sure your dinner time talk doesn't boil over with political rhetoric.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Madison Connor.
And I'm Bridget Dowd. Thanks for joining us.
A popular Christmas light show has pulled the plug. Reporter Sydney Eisenberg shows us how an Arcadia homeowner says the city of Phoenix is being the Grinch to his Christmas.
Off the corner of Calle Feliz and Calle Tuberia, one home is no longer feeling the Christmas spirit. Lee Sapanik has been decorating his Arcadia home with Christmas lights for more than 30 years, but this year he won't be putting up his display. Sapanik says he was notified in October that the city had received complaints over safety and traffic concerns surrounding his light display, including tour buses blocking driveways. Neighbor Dan Harris says he's worried about his children and the increase in traffic.
You know, I have had safety concerns and I have spoken with a few neighbors about that, but you know, that's why we walk them down here and we walk them back home.
In a statement, the city of Phoenix says this is not an issue between the homeowner and the city, but between Sapanik and his neighbors. The statement goes on to say there are no regulations against people putting up lights. The city was trying to mediate the neighbors' complaints, but Sapanik says enough is enough.
Now the house that used to light up the block has now gone dark.
It wasn't worth the risk to spend 2 months to put up my display and then have the same people complain, and I know they're going to do it, and then have the city come here and tell me I can't continue.
Now the Goldwater Institute and Rose Law Group are helping Sapanik fight to turn his lights back on.
We don't think that the city should be engaging in this sort of behavior for people who just want to celebrate the holiday season.
They took the complaints of 2 people against the wishes of thousands of people that come here.
In an email to Sapanik from City Manager Ed Zerker, he again stated that the city doesn't want to regulate the display. Sapanik is not letting the situation dim his Christmas spirit.
Because my house is black, I decided to take all my lights, talk to all my neighbors on my street, and ask them if they had a problem with me decorating their homes. And I've since now done 10 homes.
In Phoenix, Sydney Eisenberg, Cronkite News.
Sapanik hopes to be able to return to his normal display by next year. He also plans on continuing to decorate his neighbors' houses.
While some are celebrating the start of the holiday season, it can be a tough time for children in foster care who may not be able to be with their family. I traveled to Scottsdale last night where the Love Up Foundation brought hundreds of Arizona foster kids a little Christmas magic.
Lights, music, and gifts wrapped in red and green. Those are just a few pieces of a typical family's Christmas. But for someone who's been in and out of the foster care system, this celebration is far from typical.
But the rest of us that are stuck in foster care systems and in group homes, sometimes we don't get that luxury of having presents underneath the Christmas tree with our name under it.
Amanda Jenkins has been in and out of group homes since she was 3 years old. She's now 19 with a 2-year-old and a baby on the way.
I couldn't imagine my life without her.
The Love Up Foundation partnered with Cox Charities and the Fairmont Scottsdale Princess to give foster children a sneak peek at the 8th annual Christmas at the Princess celebration. Department of Child Safety Director Greg McKay says Arizona has made significant improvements in its foster care programs, but the state still has a big problem when it comes to child abuse and neglect.
This event is recognizing kids in group homes, kids with kinship families, kids in foster care homes. It's recognizing those people that provide care with a special event, but it's also showing everybody we still got a big problem here and we need more people to step forward and help us.
We never have a place to call our own. That bed is just a temporary bed that we sleep in. Like, some of us don't even come with anything at all. We just come with one backpack on our back because it's all we have. So for them to do stuff like this, to give us presents, to do stuff for the kids, like that's just made an impact on my life, and that's what makes me want to be, when I turn 21, to go work in a group home.
Foster families were sent home with toys and several gift cards to check off their Christmas wish lists. If you want to help, consider becoming a foster or adoptive parent, being a mentor, or a court-appointed special advocate for a child in the system.
The owners of a Phoenix wedding invitation business, Brush and Nib Studio, are appealing a judge's dismissal of their lawsuit against the city. Brianna Koski and Joanna Duca filed a lawsuit last year through Arizona-based Alliance Defending Freedom. The women say that an anti-discrimination ordinance violates their freedom of religion by compelling them to cater to same-sex couples. The city of Phoenix prohibits businesses from discriminating based on sexual orientation and gender identity.
Drive-through fast food is convenient, but now we're seeing drive-through marijuana. Cronkite News reporter Sierra Delgado found a Sun City medical marijuana dispensary that has drive-through service.
Jennifer Hawkins is a frequent customer at All Greens Dispensary.
So when you moved over here and we have a drive-through, so it's super awesome.
And now she can pick up her medical marijuana at the first drive-through dispensary in Arizona. With these kind of expansions, there still is a concern for safety of patients.
In the state of Arizona, it's not required or mandated that the medication be tested. So in other words, if there's as a physician, I really want to work with work with our patients to get better, not high. So there's certain levels of THC, which is the component that causes the psychoactive aspect. It can cause anxiety and paranoia in some people.
Dr. Elaine Burns is the medical director at the Southwest Medical Marijuana Evaluation Center. She recommends that dispensaries test their products to determine the level of THC for their patients. All Greens Dispensary CEO Anthony Harrington says his products are tested and THC levels are labeled.
Just because now that we're one of the first medical facilities, medical marijuana facilities to actually have a drive-through, it's a really big move for the industry to show that we are providing medicine in a safe process for our patients.
I don't have to wait in line, and I can bring my animals, as you see. My dogs ride with me, so they're basically my family, so I can bring the kids.
First-time patients must register inside the facility with their medical marijuana card and ID before being able to use the drive-thru. In Phoenix, Sierra Delgado, Cronkite News.
Dr. Burns advises medical marijuana users to test their cannabis. Third-party testing companies will figure out the THC levels in the product for a cost of $50 to $100.
A new effort to help make cheaper and greener transportation more accessible is launching in Tucson. Reporter Erica Arrington shows us how a new bike share program will impact the city.
Other cities like Phoenix, Mesa, and Scottsdale already have robust bike share programs, but this is the first option for Tucson, and it offers perks specifically for lower income families. To-Go Bike Share formally kicked off this past Friday in Tucson. The docking stations are located around the downtown and university areas.
It's all about being green, like helping the environment. There's going to be less traffic because hopefully people are going to be using their bikes to go to work.
To-Go's general manager, Priscilla Turan, says one of the program's goals is to bring another means of transportation to the city.
We're very excited that we have an access pass. The access pass is $5 for people that receive low-income services, and they pay $5 for the whole year.
Turan expects college students and business professionals to use the bikes for their commute or just to get around the town.
Way cooler than waiting for my trolley to get here. It's kind of like on my own time, I can just come in here whatever time in the morning or afternoon and get to work. So I think that's pretty cool. I like it.
The self-service docking stations have options of an annual pass ranging from $65 to $80, or you can check out a bike on a daily basis for $8. Once you get your receipt, you'll come over to the docking station, enter your 5-digit code, and then once the green light comes, you'll pick up your bike and take it out, and then you are ready to go.
Even though a lot of people think this is for tourists, this is also for another form of transportation.
To-Go Bike Share is open 24 hours, and 7 days a week. I'm at live downtown Phoenix, Erica Arrington, Cronkite News.
As time passes, DACA recipients remain shaky on their stability in the U.S.
But one activist group is pushing for legislation to make a decision as soon as possible. They're gathering to plan the next steps to take now that the group has returned from Washington.
Arizona State University is known for innovation, undergrad education, and also for humanitarianism. How Puerto Ricans are beginning a new life here.
I'm Judy Woodruff, anchor and managing editor of the PBS NewsHour. The journalists of tomorrow face a fast-changing media landscape, but quality news remains vitally important to our communities, our country, and our world. At ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication, students learn solid, reliable reporting, holding the powerful accountable, and rebuilding the public's trust. The Cronkite School and Arizona PBS preparing the next generation for a stronger future of journalism.
The new weekly show where we tackle the taboo and debate the tough questions with some of the most interesting minds in the game. I'm Carlos Watson, electrifying conversation, Friday, only on PBS.
In their continuing fight to get a clean DREAM Act passed by Congress, ASU DACA recipients and supporters gathered on campus to talk strategy and planning. Fortessa Latifi was there and spoke with the group. Fortessa?
As the weeks go by, DACA recipients still don't have a clear answer as to what exactly their future holds. Dreamer Belin Sisa is part of a local activist group that is putting on the pressure to get a legislative solution sooner rather than later. Belin Sisa talks vividly about the moment she was handcuffed and taken to jail.
I got emotional and I started crying because I felt everybody in the room and I felt so supported that in my mind I was like, wow, like I can't believe that I'm doing this as he was handcuffing me. And then I looked at everyone's faces and it was like, we're with you.
It happened 2 weeks ago as Sisa and a group of Arizona State University DACA recipients traveled to D.C. demanding lawmakers pass the DREAM Act. Sisa was arrested for civil disobedience, something she says she'd do all over again.
Because I knew that I wasn't doing it for me, I was doing it for thousands and thousands of other undocumented youth who needed a solution.
ASU's Undocumented Students for Education Equity, or UC, gathered to plan their next move. Corina Aribe says there's only weeks left to pressure Congress to vote.
And then the December 8th, we know that that's the last day before Congress heads out to recess, so we want to make sure that we are advocating and pushing for a solution before that day.
This is what democracy looks like!
UC students have marched across ASU's Tempe campus and protested in front of the Senate Hart building. But member Eder Diaz-Martinez says that's not the only way they're making their voices heard.
We're flooding their voicemails with phone calls, we're emailing them, we are mobilizing our allies.
And although DACA recipients cannot vote, Belin Sisa says she has a message for politicians who may underestimate the power of dreamers.
If you don't make this happen, you're not going to get voted again in 2018. So you better be careful, because we have more power than you think that we do to influence. We may not be able to vote, but we can definitely make our stories heard and make sure that our communities fight for us who can make those decisions.
UC students are pressuring legislators to pass the DREAM Act before that December 8th deadline, but at this point, there's no guarantee that a decision will be made by that date. In the Broadcast Center, Fortessa Latifi, Cronkite News.
Students who attended universities in Puerto Rico are finding a temporary campus here at Arizona State University. Reporter Nicole Gutierrez attended a symposium focused on the humanitarian crisis of Puerto Rico and how people here are working to help.
The Puerto Rican Humanitarian Crisis Symposium not only addressed the political and socioeconomic implications of the humanitarian crisis, but it also addressed the solidarity that ASU community members have with the island.
Given the devastation suffered on the island of Puerto Rico as a result of Hurricane Maria, ASU as an educational institution had made the commitment to reach out and to provide support.
Monday's symposium, called De Tripas Corazones, focuses on some local humanitarian efforts in Arizona, specifically at ASU.
In our School of Transborder Studies, we have several of our faculty and staff members who are actually, in fact, from Puerto Rico.
Seeing this movement from this university, from Puerto Ricans and those who aren't, whom are busy and worried about what is happening in my country, it's very moving.
Moreno is a PhD candidate in environmental science at a university in Puerto Rico. She fled the island 3 weeks after the hurricane hit.
Difficult, traumatic, and difficult to leave Puerto Rico because I didn't want to.
With the help of a friend, Moreno boarded a helicopter from San Juan to Vieques, Puerto Rico. She then traveled from Vieques to Florida. Once in the U.S., Moreno flew to Arizona, where she is now able to continue her studies.
I have spent 3 weeks in Phoenix, and the process is hard.
Moreno says that although it has been difficult leaving her home country in a time of devastation, she can now complete her thesis with the resources at ASU. Moreno also plans to travel to Puerto Rico in January to help her community. In Tempe, Nicole Gutierrez, Cronkite News. You can walk, run, and race for a charitable cause. And through Phoenix's Children's Hospital, you can also dance for a cause.
Coming up on Cronkite News, how a 6-hour dance marathon is helping some of the Valley's youngest hospital patients.
And Thanksgiving is almost here. Stay tuned to find out what temperatures we can expect.
I'm Ted Simons, host and managing editor of Arizona Horizon. Join us each weekday at 5:30 and 10 as we bring you the top newsmakers who impact the state. We cover the stories in depth that shape and affect our local communities, and we take the time to ensure that all voices are equally heard. For more than 30 years, Arizona Horizon has been your voice and your source for what matters most, right here on Arizona PBS.
Officially from 36, and he hooks it in. Arizona State wins. Keeping one deep, and it is caught. Jalen Strong. Do you believe
The National Park Service is giving people more time to weigh in on a proposed fee increase at 17 of its most popular parks in order to raise an extra $70 million annually. The revenue would fund maintenance and infrastructure projects. Visitors would be charged $70 per vehicle, up from the current $30 fee during the 5 busiest months of the year. At others, the fee jump ranges from $25 to $70. Most of the 17 sites are in the West, including the Grand Canyon, Yosemite, Yellowstone, Zion, and Mount Rainier. More than 65,000 comments have already been submitted by people sharing their thoughts on the change, and you can voice yours now through December 22nd.
Thanksgiving is all about giving back to the community. And as Kevin Gessner reports, dancing is making a difference for patients at Phoenix Children's Hospital.
At first glance, this may look like a regular event at any college. Young adults dancing in a room with loud music, flashing lights, and free food. But when you take a closer look, these students are dancing for a cause that event director Amanda Arnold says changes lives.
Dance Marathon is a 6-hour event that raises money for the kids at Phoenix Children's Hospital. We stand for the kids that are in hospital beds that can't stand up right now, that can't be here to dance, so we dance for them.
Patients from Phoenix Children's have attended the event for years, like 17-year-old Isaiah. He's received care from PCH ever since he was born and looks forward to Dance Marathon each year. While he can't speak, he relies on his phone to communicate.
It gets to help out the hospital a whole lot. Plus, we get to have a lot of fun in the long run.
The event raises money for items in the hospital that are considered non-medically essential. But longtime patients like Ansley McCormick says they are essential to feeling more comfortable at the hospital.
People were willing to make it as fun of an experience as possible, whether that's doing crafts or taking me into little secret places that not everybody know about.
The money raised could be used for anything from books and learning centers to materials for craft projects. In Tempe,
so this year's total is
Kevin Gessner, Cronkite News.
We're still experiencing temperatures above 80 degrees. Madison Connor is here to tell us how much longer those temperatures are going to stick around.
Our high today here in Phoenix is 87 degrees, and we are currently sitting right at that. As for the rest of the state, we have 63 in Show Low, 64 in Flagstaff, 67 up in the Grand Canyon, and then 85 down in Tucson. As for here in the valley, we have 89 in Goodyear, 86 in Chandler, 88 in Mesa, and 84 down in Florence. Now for tomorrow's forecast, in my opinion, I think we have the perfect temperature to walk off that Thanksgiving meal at 88 degrees. And as for the rest of the week, we have Friday at 87 degrees, 86 on Saturday, and we have clear skies all weekend. And we do finally drop down out of those 80s on Tuesday at 74. Unfortunately, it does not stick around, and we jump right back up to 85 on Wednesday. For Cronkite Weather, I'm Madison Connor.
Arizona sports players are serving up more than a Thanksgiving staple. Coming up on Cronkite News, how their contributions are feeding stomachs and making smiles.
Fridays, it's at Cronkite News, your social sharing connection where you choose the news. Facebook likes and shares, tweets, retweets, and favorites. YouTube views and subscriptions. We're watching you watch us. From our digital home at cronkitenews.azpbs.org to your television, web browser, or mobile device. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Then join us for at Cronkite News, our weekly refresh, each Friday at 5 on Arizona PBS.
What are you doing?
Possibilities. Your day is filled with them.
Reach up, energy in the fingertips, collapse. TV, play Downton Abbey.
And PBS helps everyone discover theirs. Anytime, anywhere.
Up in the sky, you can see it.
PBS, we're with you for life.
This fall.
I'm so excited!
What?
From the inspiring to the amazing.
You're in the presence of history.
The compelling.
He said, welcome home. It was just a powerful moment.
To the astounding.
I promised myself I wouldn't cry.
And from the breathtaking.
This is real.
A journey to Mars.
To the electrifying.
We're going to change the world.
All this and more. All this fall.
Oh my God!
Thanksgiving often means a formal meal with family, and it can be a good time to catch up on conversation.
But some etiquette experts are sounding the alarm to keep political conversations on the back burner.
I think it's really important to avoid politics at the dinner table this Thanksgiving. It's been a year of a really divided country, and so I think we also have divided dinner tables. And do we want to bring that to our Thanksgiving when we're supposed to have our minds on other things?
Other key points from the experts on how to keep your holiday gathering civil: stick to non-threatening topics like pop culture, sports, the weather, and the food itself. Don't take the bait if someone launches a political offensive. Don't feel like you have to engage. Take the wheel if you must. If you see the conversation starting to tip, don't be afraid to guide it back to neutral territory. And if you must bring up a tough subject, do so with compassion. Experts say showing awareness of other opinions and being willing to listen goes a long way.
Governor Doug Ducey was volunteering this morning at St. Mary's Food Bank Thanksgiving dinner distribution event, and the charity awarded him with the Hunger Hero Award.
We're honored that our entire team from the governor's office can be here helping during Thanksgiving. St. Mary's has so much to be proud of. I mean, this is the first food bank in America.
2017 is St. Mary Food Bank's 50th anniversary. Since they opened, volunteers have served more than 1 billion meals. St. Mary's had a turkey drive Saturday. They gathered more than 12,000 turkeys, and according to St. Mary's CEO, no family will go home without a holiday meal. Meanwhile, Patrick Peterson and fellow Arizona Cardinals players brought the spirit of giving to Fee's College Prep Middle School in Tempe. In what Peterson hopes to be the first of an annual event, he and United Food Bank gave away 221 turkeys and other holiday food staples to families in need.
It means the world to me, you know, to see how much these families, the people in the community appreciate the effort that we're putting forward you know, to try to make their lives better. You know, so and they're definitely appreciative of it. And like I said earlier, it's just a blessing to be able to give back to the community.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS. Here's what's coming up on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
On the next Arizona Horizon, warm and dry conditions are expected for Thanksgiving and on into the winter. And we'll hear concerns over plans to roll back a ban on uranium mining near the Grand Canyon. It's the next Arizona Horizon.
I'm Judy Woodruff on the next NewsHour. Look at how solar technology is helping improve the lives of Kenyans who live off the grid. That's Wednesday on the PBS NewsHour.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.